city don't love me. Me know say the city don't love me. Me don't have a job, no money. Lord, the baby hungry. I just get alive. We are search for the paradise. The one that name get alive.
Alright, so as we approach the end of 2018, we look forward to the results. People are a little bit anxious. I'm talking about the appeal results for Vybz Kartel and Sean Storm and the rest of the man them. But this video, what we're going to talk about today is the juror. This man you see right here is the juror that was accused of bribery in the Vybz Kartel case. Alright, and today's headline says Vybz Kartel juror gets extended bail and new court date in the bribery case. For those of you who didn't know about it, let me fill you in a little bit. The case which a juror is accused of bribing fellow jurors in the Vybz Kartel 2014 murder trial continues as we await also the appeal verdict in the Vybz Kartel appeal hearing. On Tuesday, the accused juror, who is Mr. Livingston Kane, the man you saw at the beginning of this video, had his bail extended, and he will return to the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on October 18th, according to sources. On his last court appearance in September, Kane's attorney, which is Queen's Counsel Valerie Nita Robertson, damn good attorney, made a no-case submission after the prosecution closed its case. Alright? Made a no-case submission after the prosecution closed its case. As a result, presiding parish judge Maxine Ellis postponed setting a date for the ruling, indicated that she needed time to familiarize herself with the evidence. Getting you up to speed. However, yesterday when the matter was mentioned, the prosecutor asked for a new date to be scheduled. So it's the prosecutor that is actually asking for a new date to be scheduled. The prosecutor asked for a new date to be scheduled. Kane's lawyer had indicated, which is Valerie Nita Jones, indicated from the last occasion that she could not and would not be present as she would be busy for another trial in the Supreme Court. Nita Robertson, not Nita Jones, but Nita Robertson, in her case, is a no-case submission which she entered, argued that the accused juror is entitled to his own analysis of the evidence regarding several areas of the evidence. This was one of the problems in the Vybz Kartel murder trial appeal, where this very right here, which she is saying that she's arguing that the accused juror is entitled to his own analysis of the evidence regarding several areas of the evidence. And this is one of the things that they said, that Vybz Kartel, Sean Storm, and the rest of the men, Andre St. John and Kahira Jones, were denied this very right, which is a breach of your constitutional rights. On that grounds alone could have had your case thrown out on appeal. Now, or at least have a retrial. After allegations that he was captured on a phone recording offering the jury foreman in the Kartel murder trial $500,000 for a not guilty verdict, Livingston Kane is being tried on 6 counts of attempting to pervert the course of justice and 1 count of conspiracy to prevent the course of justice. So somebody came up and said, they testified, one of the jurors testified that, hey, him called me to the side, and he said that there is no way, this is exactly what was printed in the papers, there's no way that we can find these men guilty, because them are big heavy entertainers and them have families to go home to. And based on that right there, the juror said he said that and then offered some money. Another juror said, we did hear him say something about we can't find them guilty, but he never persuaded us to plead not guilty, and he did not offer me any money. So there's a conflict there. So he's also accused of approaching fellow jurors and promising one of them that he would take care of him if he returned a not guilty verdict in the case. The thing about this whole thing is, up to this date, this man has not been linked to Vybz Kartel and Sean Storm, Kahir Jones, or Andre St. John. And no one knows why he would have want to persuade the jury, or is this a false accusation to throw the whole case off, or what? But the reality of it is there's absolutely no link that has been established or identified between this man and the 4 accused, right? So the charges stem from accusations that between the start of Vybz Kartel murder trial in the Home Circuit Court on November 18th of 2013 and the handing down of a verdict in March of 2014, Kane tried to persuade his fellow jurors, remember this is an accusation, tried to persuade his fellow jurors to return a not guilty verdict, and even offered the jury forewoman $500,000 for a result in favor of the world boss DJ, whose real name is Adidja Palmer, and also for his co-accused. So that is what he was. That is what he's being tried for, and at this point, he has been granted extension on his bail, and he has been granted a new court date. He was released on bail, and I believe his bail was $300,000, and his bail keeps on being extended and extended, and his case keeps on being pushed and pushed and pushed further and further and further into the future. While we await now the trial verdict, or the verdict for the appeal for the appeal case, the appeal hearing, which just went through with Vybz Kartel and the rest of the guys. If you remember recently, there also was a story that came up about jurors that are experiencing hardships, and that's when I put up this icon right here. It says juror in witness protection and in hiding from the 2014 trial makes their complaints known. And I made a little joke where I said, if you read this right here, you'll see Vybz Kartel saying it looked like them sell me out for visa, and realize no, say life is not sweeter, right? So basically, these jurors that went on the run, claiming that because of this same very case right here, the bribery case, they can no longer show their faces. Them claims said the man Kane would have exposed them to the community outside of the courtroom, to people, and point them out and say, yes, at them. They're the ones that found him guilty. They claim that they were running for their lives. One of the jurors even went so far as to apply for, and did get, was granted asylum in the United States of America, even though he is not in the witness protection program, but he does now live in the USA. Got to live in the USA based on the fact that he was a juror in this trial. Alright, and he felt like his life might have been in danger because of the verdict that was handed down. Now, these jurors are saying it better if them did stay at them yard, because on the other side where they're at now, it's not so nice at all. They're experiencing hard times, and them want to go back home. But they're afraid to go back home. What I see happening here is these people realize now that what they were promised for their guilty verdict really is not what it has panned out to be. One of the women who is highly accredited, a professional, she there for in a clean toilet. She has to take custodial jobs. And she thought, and I'm sure the rest of them thought, that their pockets would have been lined, their living expenses would have been taken care of, had they just hand down this guilty verdict. Well, they handed the guilty verdict down. They did get to fly out of Jamaica, but they can't see their families except for about once a year at some secret location away from the location where they're hidden. So their family don't even know where they're at. All these things are going on surrounding this case right here. So if anyone's asking, alright, so am I the man that was accused of the bribery part? What's the importance of that? I've just told you. It is that much important. And here he is again. That's the picture of him, Mr. Kane. And my opinion in this is this. I really don't believe that he was trying to bribe anybody. And if he was, what was to be his gain from bribing the jurors to come back with a not guilty verdict? Because they still have not established a connection between him and the men. It's SouFLoTV. Leave your comment in the comment section below. I'm out.